Hello everybody, and today I'll be teaching you how to make your very own logo on Gimp. Gimp is a free software, so do not worry, it does not cost any money. It's for free. I'll be putting a link in the description if you want to download this software. And there's going to be no intro in this video because my computer is broken, the one that I used to record, but I'm using another computer right now. But I'll be putting a different intro actually, but it won't be as epic as the other one used to be. So yeah, that's just a little update of what's going on right now, guys. And you can use this logo in your business or YouTube channel or whatever it may be. And to start off with the tutorial, we're going to go onto File and New, and we're going to make our template 800 by 800. Press OK, and then this square should pop up, and there should be a layer called background. And now what I'm going to do is select my foreground color, which will be the color of my logo's background. I'm going to make it kind of lightish green like this, and select the bucket fill tool, left click on the background layer, and it should become green. Now I'm going to make a new layer, make sure it's set to transparency, and I'm going to name it outline. Show you why in a second. Press OK. I'm going to go on image, guides, new guide by %, and make it horizontal, and make sure it's in the middle. Go on image, guides, new guide by %. This time make it vertical. So now we have guides that splits our background evenly. And now we're going to select the ellipse select tool. And I'm going to go onto our tool options and make sure it's expanding from center and make sure it's fixed. So now we're going to aim our cursor in the middle of this layer, and make sure you have the outline layer selected, or whatever you have called that layer. And whoops, just need to do this. Okay, for some reason my mouse isn't the best at the moment. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to make this as big as the whole template, and that is perfect. Now I'm going to select a white color for the foreground. For the background color, I'm going to select a kind of darker grey. So I have all the colors set up for this video, but the way you actually set the colors is by dragging this up and down, or you could just go to this triangle, select whatever colors you want, and yeah. But I've already got these set up in preparation for this video, and now what I'm going to do is go onto the blend tool, click on it, go on the tool options, and I'm going to make it linear. I'm going to keep it the way it is, drag my cursor from the bottom of this selection to the top, and it should create this nice gradient here. Now I'm going to create a new layer, press OK. We're going to press Ctrl Shift A, or you could go to select and click none, but I'm going to use the shortcut, which is Ctrl Shift A. And now I'm going to select the ellipse select tool once again, and I am going to aim my cursor in the center and probably make it this big. So as you can see, this is being our outline right now, this layer. So that is the reason why it's outline. And now our layers are going to be called outline, #1, #2, and so on. But that doesn't really matter. So now what I'm going to do, this is going to be where you decide your color of the circle. So you can do whatever color you want, but I'm going to do a blue color. So I'm going to set my foreground color to a light blue. I'm going to select my background color to a little darker blue. And I'm going to use the blend tool, go on tool options, and go on shape, and make it a square gradient. You can make this whatever you want. You can make it radial, bilinear. You can make a spiral, whatever you want, it's your choice. I'm going to make it a square. Now I'm going to drag my cursor from the center of the circle to the bottom right, and it should create this nice gradient. Now what I'm going to do is press Ctrl Shift A, which will select none, but of course you can go and select and none, and I can't click it as there is nothing being selected at the moment. And now it is time to put our layer. Well, actually before we do that, we're going to right click on outline #1 or your circle and click alpha to selection, We're not going to use Subscrbe because I know probably most of you guys don't have Subscrbe and is not bothered to download it. So what we're going to go to is filters. I'm going to go to light and shadow, drop shadow, and I'm going to make the color black. Offset X, offset Y, I don't really know what those do, so I'm not going to mess with it. Blur radius just determines how big the actual shadow will be. So I'm going to make it 40. You can make it whatever you want, just experiment. Yeah, you can make this 50, but I'm going to make it 40. I just like it to be 40, and as you can see, it will create a new layer called drop shadow, and I have no idea why it actually makes the actual template a little bigger, but I'm going to just ignore that for now. I'm going to merge this layer down with the outline layer, outline #1, and now I think it is time to add the text. So I'm going to select the text tool right here and drag my cursor from top left to the bottom right, and I'm going to type in TOG, which stands for tutorial on Gimp, and I'm going to make it larger just so it can be seen more clearly. And I'm just going to make the text box a little larger than it already is. I'm going to drag this in the center, or you could just use the aligning tool and go on to options. But because the text box isn't kind of aligned with the text, it's not going to go in the middle, so I'm going to have to do this myself. Alright, so something like that is fine. I'm going to highlight the text right now and going to make the font Showcard Gothic. This is a built-in font, so you don't need to download this from the font or whatever it may be. And now we are going to alpha to select this, and gonna go onto the bucket fill tool and gonna make it fill the whole selection. And this is going to be our outline, and I'll show you why in a sec. So I'm going to make this an orange. I'm going to make the outline in orange, and now I'm going to go on select, shrink, and I'm going to shrink this by 5 pixels. That should be good enough, and I'm going to make the inside of this in the inside of this text green. So I'm going to make it kind of darkish green. Press OK, and now I'm going to go on edit, or you could just left click. I'm going to go on edit, fill with FG color, and there it is. It should be looking like this, depending on what color you picked, or I don't know. Actually, you don't need to actually put the same colors and everything I'm putting. You can do whatever you want. This is just a tutorial on what you could potentially make with this software. So now I'm going to alpha to select this. Go on filters. I'm going to repeat the drop shadow, and it should have a nice shadow. And now I'm going to actually merge this down just so that it moves with the layer if I actually want to move in the future. So that's what I do usually when I add a drop shadow. Now what I'm going to do is add a new layer, and we can pretty much be finished with this already, but I want to go a step further and add some images on it. So we can go on Google Images. There's a lot of choices in what you can get from there. So what I'm going to put is a splat that I've already gotten from Google Images. So I'm going to create a new layer, and I don't know why the actual drop shadow makes the template bigger. I have no idea why, but I'm just going to set this to 800. Okay, and it's going to be set to transparency. And now what I'm going to do is go on File, open as layers, or you could do Control Alt O, and I'm going to go on Pictures. And I already have downloaded a splat, and there we go. I'm going to open it, and it is on the top. I want to put it behind the text, just because I want to, and I'm going to make this a little bigger, and I think that's pretty good. I'm going to center this kind of something like that. Now what I'm going to do is alpha to select this, go onto the bucket fill tool. I'm going to select a darker green, and I'm going to fill the whole selection, and it should be filled. Now I'm going to do actually no, I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm going to reshape drop shadow, And this time I'm gonna kind of make it glow, so I'm gonna make the shadow white, so it's kind of glowing. And wait, press OK, and now I have this nice glowing effect. So now I'm going to merge this down. And one more detail I could add is kind of light, which kind of makes this a little brighter. So I'll show you what I mean. Going to create a new layer, make sure set the transparency, and now we are going to select the blend tool once again. Now I'm going to make the foreground color white, go on tool options, make the gradient FG to transparent, and now I'm actually going to set this to radial. Now I'm going to drag the cursor from the bottom right to about there. So this is about experimenting, guys. So if you want the light to be in the middle, you can just kind of do this, I guess, or something like that. But if you don't want it to be in the middle, like on the corners, you just do this. You kind of adjust it to the size you would like it to be. And I think that looks nice. And what I'm going to do is set the mode of this layer to overlay. Now, as you can see, you probably don't think it makes a difference, but if I do this, as you can see, it actually makes quite a difference, quite a bit of a difference. And I think that's going to be our final image. And what I'm going to do is go on image, guides, remove all guides. I'm going to merge every single layer. So I think the way we do this is flatten image, and there we go. And I don't know why this is actually where there's a blue kind of outline. I think it's to do with the drop shadow, how we made it bigger. So what I'm going to do is press Ctrl Z to undo the merging of the layers. So now I think what I'm going to do is go on the bucket fill tool, tool options, and fill similar colors, fill transparent areas. I'm going to select the color that I use for the background, which is this. And actually I can't do that. Okay, well, it shouldn't really matter because this would be the dimensions. YouTube will cut off the those excessive bits. So yeah, don't worry about that too much. And I think that is going to be the end of this video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.